Today I'm testing 5 of the most talked about portable air conditioners on Amazon right now, to see which one actually earns its spot in your room this summer, and which ones are just decent marketing with a mediocre motor inside. Real quick before we start, all the links to grab any of these are down in the description box, so you don't have to go hunting for them later. Okay, let's get into it. First up, the Midea Duo. This is the 14,000 BTU inverter model, and honestly, this one's been getting a lot of hype, so I wanted to see if it holds up. First thing I noticed setting it up, the hoses connect in this weird hose-in-hose way, kind of confusing for like 10 seconds, then it just clicks into place. Once it's running though. Yeah, okay, this thing is quiet. Like, surprisingly quiet. It's rated around 42 decibels and that actually tracks. You can hold a conversation right next to it without raising your voice. The airflow is the real standout here. It throws air like 26 feet across the room, which sounds like a marketing number until you actually feel it hit you from across a decent-sized living room. That's the inverter compressor doing its thing, ramping up and down instead of that annoying on-off cycling you get with cheaper units. Covers up to 550 square feet, so this isn't just a bedroom unit, this is a real room cooling machine. Alright, let's move on to the next one. The Whynter ARC-14S, basically the award collector of the group. Good Housekeeping, Time, USA Today have all put this one on top picks lists. Bar's kind of high going in. What actually makes this different is the dual hose setup. Instead of one hose doing double duty, you've got two, one pulling outside air in for the compressor, one pushing hot air out. And you can genuinely feel the difference. Rooms cool faster, and it doesn't have that thing where warm air sneaks back in through door gaps, which single hose units are notorious for. It also pulls a wild amount of moisture out of the air, like 101 pints a day, so if you're somewhere humid, this one's doing double duty as a dehumidifier basically. Now let's see how this compares to the smart home option. The LG Dual Inverter, LP1022FVSM. If you control your lights from your phone, this one's speaking your language. The ThinkU app lets you schedule cooling and check the temperature remotely. Sound-wise, it drops to about 44 decibels in sleep mode, which is genuinely quiet, close to that library level hush everyone claims their unit has but doesn't always deliver. And LG's saying up to 40% better energy savings thanks to that dual inverter compressor constantly adjusting instead of blasting full power then stopping. Here's the thing though, and I want to be upfront about this is a single hose unit, not dual hose like the Whynter. So it's not pulling fresh air in as efficiently. Does it still cool 450 square feet fine? Yeah, totally, no complaints there. But if you're comparing pure cooling muscle side by side, the dual hose options edge it out slightly. Small difference, but worth mentioning. Alright, next one, the newest release on this list, the Dreo AC515S. I went in a little skeptical since Dreo's still the new kid compared to LG and Midea. But this feature genuinely surprised me. It's basically drainage free. There's a sensor and pump system that self-evaporates the water as it collects, so as long as humidity stays under 90%, you're not emptying a tank, ever. That's a pretty big deal if you've ever dealt with a bucket overflowing at 2 a.m. Noise-wise it's around 45 decibels thanks to their isolation system, so it's up there with the LG and Midea in terms of being bedroom friendly. Airflow reaches about 16 feet, which is solid, not the strongest on this list, but enough to actually cool a room evenly instead of just the corner it's sitting in. And last one, let's see how the budget option holds up against all this tech, the Black & Decker BPAC 08WT. This one's got over 43,000 ratings on Amazon, which is wild for this category, so clearly a lot of people trust it. The standout feature is this Follow Me remote. Instead of the unit guessing the room temperature from wherever it's sitting, the remote itself reads the temp from wherever you are. So it acts kind of like a mini thermostat. Simple idea, but it actually works better than I expected. It's a 9,000 BTU unit though, so let's set expectations right. This is built for smaller spaces, up to around 400 square feet. Try to cool a big living room with this and it's going to struggle, running non-stop and probably driving your power bill up in the process. But for a bedroom or a small office? It does the job, and it does it for a fraction of the price of the other units here. Hopefully this helped you figure out which one's actually right for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.